Hello everybody and welcome back to Minecraft with Red. First and foremost, I will apologize if I sound a little bit different or if I have to clear my throat a lot. I've been kind of under the weather this week and just not feeling up to par. So I do apologize if there's a lot of throat clearing and stuff like that. But I did want to get an episode for you guys, made up so that we can continue on. Anyways, in between episodes, I went ahead and I set us up another small farm, just a small little nether wart farm. It works the same way that our wheat farm does upstairs. Of course, set it up into a barrel. I pretty much just got done setting this up, and it is cruising along, making more nether wart for us. So that way we don't have to worry about either going to the nether to find more nether wart or, quote unquote, cheating it out of the system with our money press back there. I also went through, added another ME drive, and upgraded all of our storage to 16K storages, and segregated our blocks of materials and our ingots. So this storage cell here holds all of our blocks of metals and redstone, lapis, whatnot, and all of this storage here is strictly for the ingots. So that way we everything else that's loose just kind of hangs out in these storage cells, and we can reformat these or add things to them as we go along. So did that, made another IO port and another cell workbench. I also, in between episodes, came up here and set up this last auto packager to handle all of our yellorium. So if we ever start running low on yellorium, we can just grab some out of the system, throw it in manually at this point, and continue on. We will work on automating that so that we have a constant supply at a later date. I also went through and upgraded all but this last one here, apparently. So let's see. Yeah, we can go ahead and upgrade that one. We will just grab some yellorium here, break it down. Although we didn't need to do that. See guys, I'm still not completely with it. Let's grab ourselves an impulse item duct. There we go. And we will come over here, grab our crescent hammer, and we'll just pop that off real quick. There we go. We can put down the impulse item duct again, break the connection, put on our filter, yellorium whitelist, and we'll go ahead and use metadata. And there we go. Now all of these are completely upgraded to our impulse item ducts. We had enough material in all of the chests that it made it easier for me to just go through and update everything. Remember a couple episodes ago I said I wasn't going to upgrade those. Well, I decided against that just because I wanted this system to be a little bit faster, and that's the way to do it. There is one more upgrade that we could throw on there, but at this point in time we're not going to worry about it too much. The other main thing that I did in between episodes is I finally went through, got all of the research that I needed, so we can now make our ethereal blooms. I actually had to make a tainted slime, which is basically I had to overfill our crucible downstairs here with just a bunch of aspects. Basically I just kept on throwing cobblestone into our crucible here, made a small little pool around it, and let the liquid flux flow over the crucible and into that small little pond or pool, as it were. And from there I was able to then go ahead and let it sit for a few moments, and a taint slime spawned. I scanned him. I also went out to the tainted biome and scanned a few things out there that I had not scanned, and that eventually unlocked the bottled taint and our ethereal bloom. So that's awesome. We can now get started with what I've been wanting to do for the past couple episodes, just haven't had the research. So let's go ahead and jump right to it. There's a couple of things that we are going to need real quick though. We are going to need something that is going to sit right back in here. So let's go ahead and clear out a spot for that real quick. Like that. We're going to need another one of these alchemical furnaces. So let's see if we have another furnace in here. We do not. So let's see if we can go ahead and make an alchemical furnace real quick out of the materials we have, and we cannot. Of course we can't. Why would we be able to? And we don't have any stone? We do not have any stone. Well, we got plenty over here. We know that for a fact. So let's just go ahead and grab a stack of stone real quick. And we can just throw that around here so that we can get our arcane bricks. And of course we need to grab our wand out of the charging station. There we go. And voila, we will grab some arcane stone. Don't need that. And it used water shards. Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that we weren't using a shard that we were running low on, like air shards or something like that. So that's perfect. That's what we needed. Also, in between episodes, I went a little bit farther into automagy, and I unlocked something else which isn't in automagy. Where is it? Oh, it's somewhere around here. Oh, come on. No, 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 no. Oh, well, that's interesting. I also apparently gained enough warp to unlock the Eldritch material as well, which that is absolutely awesome. First and foremost, we are definitely going to research our sanity checker, because we definitely need that. We've been having a lot of bad effects happen to us as of late. Ah, there it is. It is under automagy. I just didn't go far enough down. The alchemical boiler. And we are going to need one of these. That is just simply a crucible with some iron and a furnace. So let's go ahead and see if we have an extra crucible sitting around in here. Or maybe a cauldron. We do not. Do we have any iron? Oh yeah, we got a little bit of iron in here. That's fine. We'll just use this iron like that. And do we have a furnace tucked away? We don't. How about over here? No, but we can make one real quick. That's not a problem. Thank you, system. And of course, we will set the cauldron down and grab our wand real quick. Right click it, and there's our crucible again. And just like that. So now, actually we're going to need another one. Let's grab our iron again. You know what, we'll just grab one of these wands so that way we can keep our thaumium wand in there. Place it down, right click it with a wand. As you can see, it doesn't matter what wand you use or how much V is in that wand. You can have a completely empty wand and it will still change that crucible over, or that cauldron over to a crucible. So that's not an issue whatsoever. And while I'm thinking of it, I'm just going to go ahead and pull this iron out and throw it on the ground because that's where it belongs apparently. We'll just put it into the main system right there. So we need an alchemical furnace. So let's see if we can't make up one of these real quick. Really? Got the arcane stone, we got the furnace, we got the crucible. Why that did not work, I'm not exactly sure, but there we go. There is our alchemical furnace. Now we're going to want the boiler, which is the alchemical boiler, which is crucible, another furnace, and a lot more iron. Well, I guess I shouldn't have thrown that iron over here just yet, should I have? No, I should not have. That's okay. Need about 7 of those. We're going to need another furnace. Go ahead and craft that up for me, please. Thank you very much. And back over here, furnace with a crucible and a little bit of iron. Just like that. That gets us our alchemical boiler. Awesome. So now, if we take a look at this alchemical boiler, you know, we've had so much success with breaking everything down, blah, 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 blah. This will allow us to add fluid. As through some sort of automation, either golems or piping or something like that. And it works exactly like our alchemical furnace. Cool. So I guess actually we didn't need this other alchemical furnace. That's alright though. That's not a big deal. We will need this other arcane alembic though. So it's nice that we just had that sitting around. So just like that. And we're going to need some Essentia pipe. Or tube, I believe it's called. Or, you know, we're not going to have any available to us at all, which is always lovely. And let's see here, Essentia tube. What are we missing? We are missing glass and iron. Oh, you know what? Forget it. We'll just take a little bit out of our other system here. And just stop derping around with it. And just put it right in there so that it's always available. Cool. So now we can put this down right like that. So now any liquids that we get, we can now throw into the alchemical boiler and it will automatically turn those liquids into Essentia via our crystallizers back here. Well, that's pretty nifty. And just kind of going through and seeing what we have here. I also went through and took our Silk Touch shovel and I picked up a bunch of this tainted soil and crusted taint. So let's go ahead and grab some of that. And of course I stand it. You can see we got Arbor and Victium, I believe it is, on this one. And we're going to need some sort of fuel. Do we have... we got a little bit of alumentum here. Should work. So there we go. And then we will just go ahead and get that tainted soil done up. Yeah, Vidium. So there we go. We got a little bit of Arbor out of that. Now we're going to get a bunch of Vidium and a little bit more Terra. Because that tainted soil does have, what was it, one aspect of Terra on it. But we're getting 3 Vidium out of it. And that's exactly what we need. Because like I said, we are working our way towards alchemy. The ethereal blooms, which we're going to need 8 of the Vidium. We're going to need 16 Herba, which we have plenty in there. We're going to need 16 Praecantatio and 16 Sano. Well, how are we going to get the Sano? Because I don't think we have come across any Sano in here yet. Infernus, Ignis, more Infernus, more Arum, Spiritus. No, no Sano as of yet. Well, let's take a look and see what has Sano in it. If we look in our aspect list, we can see Sano is, of course, ethereal blooms or health potions. Well, if I remember correctly, these only have life. But we will take a look. Yeah, they've only got the life aspect. They don't actually have Sano. So how do we get Sano? Well, the easiest way is probably going to be with gas tiers. And of course we're going to need some bottles, which we don't have any, so we're going to need some more glass. About 3 pieces. There we go. So let's grab just 3 bottles for the moment. And do we have any more wort? Of course we do. Actually, we're only going to need 1. So, as we all know, we set down our brewing stand, which is all well and good. And it will brew stuff up for us. Well, that means that we gotta get water in these last bottles. So we gotta come out here and, you know, of course, fill these bottles up with water, and then we come back here and hop in. Now we can go ahead and we can throw our bottles in with our nether wart and sit there and wait a moment. Remember, it's getting sped up by that torturino there. There we go. Now we have our awkward potions, and now we can throw in the gas tier, and that starts cooking up. And there we go. Now we have our potion of regen. And we can, of course, pull these out. If we take a look, these have not been scanned. I'm not exactly sure why these are not showing up. There we go. There we go. 3 Sano, 2 Pretantatio, and 1 Aqua for each of those. Well, let's take a look at the bloom, if we can spell it. There we go. And to make it, we need 16 Sano. Pardon me. Well, that's a lot. You know, that means we're going to need at least 5 of these, 6 in total, you know, to get enough. We can do that, or we could even upgrade them. Because if we take a look over here, we do have a potion of regen 2, and that has 6 Sano, 4 Pretantatio, and still only 1 Aqua. So, you know, it doubles everything up. That means that we would only need, 3 of them in order to make it. But that requires one more step. I'm not that worried about it, but at the same time, I don't want to sit here and constantly have to monitor this thing in order for it to do its job. If I want health potions, I want them on demand. So let's work on automating that real quick. We're going to need an interface. We're also going to need some cabling. And we're also going to need, let's grab just a little bit of smart cable. A little bit more than 1 red. Come on, get with it. There we go. We're going to need an export bus, or an import bus rather. No, we're not. We're only going to need the interface. We can do this with 1 single channel, and I'm going to show you guys how. But we are going to need some filters. And basic filters will do. Let's just go ahead and grab all 4 of these filters. And while we're here thinking about it, let's teach the system how to make them. You know how to make hoppers, right? Of course you do. Awesome. There you go. And there's just the basic item filter from Ender.io. And we will just go ahead and throw this in our interface terminal here real quick. There we go. So now it knows how to make those filters. And let's find a good spot to set this auto brewing station up. And I'm thinking that it will probably be best. I really don't want to throw it downstairs in the Thaumcraft area, but we might have to. This area is getting kind of full up with machines. And I kind of want to keep it machine related up there. So where do we want to go with this? That is an excellent question. Hadn't really thought this far ahead. I was just excited that I finally unlocked the ethereal blooms and I can actually, you know, get this episode out to you guys that I've been trying to get out to you. But, you know, it just hasn't been wanting to do it. Let's come down here real quick then, and we'll take a look. Let's see what we got going on back here. Just remember, we can still tie into this line right here, because this is part of the main system. So we might be able to just pop it right here, considering it's just going to take one channel. And I think that's exactly what we will do. So, how are we going to do this? Well, let's go ahead and we're going to take one of our cables here. And we're going to place a couple more than what we actually need. Because why not? And there we go. ME interface goes right there. So, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's come up here. And we're going to tell this thing that to make glass bottles, if we can spell. There we go. You go like that. Now we still have to fill them up, but that's fine. So now, if we take our glass bottle, and we will just go ahead and grab a couple more. There we go. Fight through the lag here. Alright. So yeah, I definitely got ahead of myself, guys, and that's fine. You know, because it would have been just simpler to do this as we were setting everything up, but it is what it is. So, we have that. We need another wart. So we say one piece of another wart. And 3 water bottles will yield. Go ahead and throw that in there. I forgot to grab the wart. There you go. We'll toss that in there. Also grab our gas tier while we wait. There we go. So that will yield us of course it won't let us do that, but it will give us 3 awkward potions. But that's not what we want to do either. Wow, I am really not with it. What we want to tell this thing overall is that if we give it all of the ingredients, let's go ahead and drop our glass bottles right in here. Make those up. There we go. So, we are telling this thing, if we give it 3 glass bottles, 1 piece of netherwort, 1 gas tier, we will get 3 regen potions back. That's what we wanted it to learn. So, now that we have everything we need except our wart, so we'll grab that as well. Now let's go see what we can do to hook up this automation before this episode gets extremely long. So we pop that down here, and we come over to our little hideaway that we made right here, and let's just go ahead and clear that out. Now, brewing stands are really kind of odd. They are very eye-sighted, which means that you have to insert from a specific direction in order for them to work properly, which definitely is a bit of a pain in the rear end. We didn't get a chest, so we will just go ahead and grab one of those real quick. There we go, because we definitely need some place for this to, you know, pop our goodies into. There we go. So now, with that in mind, we need to set this up in such a way that it will do exactly what we want it to do. And here's how we are going to do that. We're going to run all of this right back here. We're going to try and keep it as compact as possible. So let's break these out right here, so we have plenty of room. Okay, so we are going to take our item conduit, and we are going to place this right along here. However, we're going to need... Do we have an aqueous accumulator? We do not. So let's see how hard it's going to be. We just need a basic machine frame. Need a gear. 2 of them actually. Also going to need a servo, which we do not know how to make. That's fine. Not that difficult to make. There we go. Alright, so there's an aqueous accumulator. And do we have a fluid transposer? We do not. Let's do another machine frame. We should have everything we need for the most part to make that up fairly quickly. Yeah, there we go. Fluid transposer. Let's see, we need a couple more copper gears and a reception coil. There we go. Just like that. Okay, so now let us go ahead and grab a bucket, because you should always carry a bucket with you. And interesting. Got some flux that got trapped up under there. I was wondering why that water was looking a little bit funky. But that's okay. So let's go ahead and place this, if we can. That's our wall right there. We don't necessarily want to go into that wall. Let's see if we can place it all right here. And ooh, piece of shiny. There we go. Alright, so let's throw one water bucket there. Come back out here, grab another bucket of water. Throw that right there so we get the infinite source. And voila. So now we can take our aqueous accumulator, place that right there, and it will start filling up with water. And we can put our fluid transposer down. Start filling this up with water from the aqueous accumulator. It's all nice and compact. It will do its job perfectly fine. And we're actually going to need to break through here, because we need to find a power source, which I know we have one coming in over here. Yeah, we sure do. And we'll go into enter mini form here real quick so that we can hop up here. And of course we can just run it right down this corridor if we wanted to. So that'll work for us. Come on, get up there. Thank you. I'll just come back over here. Just remember, this thing is going to need some power. So let's go ahead and bring it up the back side of this wall. Right here. That'll do. Grab some more conduit. And we will just kind of come up here, come all the way over here, and just tie in directly to this right here. And run it all that way along here until we get to our hole, which is right here. Probably couldn't have done that any better if I wanted to. Holy cow. There we go. Now this guy's got power coming in, or will have shortly. We didn't miss a connection, which we did right there. Cool. Yep, now he's got power coming in. Let's get out of Ender mini form here. Alright, so now we can start laying our item conduits. And we can lay these down. I don't want the hammer. It's not hammer time. At least not yet. Start laying these down just like so. We're also going to need one there. There we go, that should work. And let's go one more. We'll just go completely over like this so that we have room. We actually need to come up on top as well. Something like that. Okay, so this thing we are going to say taken from the side. I'll put everything to the top. And that means that we're going to need our other wrench, or yet a wrench. So we will tell this thing this is going to be insert. And we're going to say insert on the green. But you are only going to insert empty water bottles. And it's whitelisted, so only empty water bottles will go into the fluid transposer. Cool. Get rid of this random stuff in our inventory here that we don't necessarily need. Actually, it doesn't look like we'll need any more of this cable either, because we have access to it. We won't need that anymore. And close up that hole. Just trying to make a little bit more inventory room. There we go. Alright, so now we can take our brewing stand and we can place one there, and we can place one there. Alright, so we will go ahead and work this backwards, because this is going to come out on green. Okay? So let's go ahead and we're going to change this to, oh, I don't know, let's say blue for water. Always active. Okay? So that's going to pull out, and it is going to insert on the back side, or the front side, or the side. It doesn't matter. It has to insert from one of the sides. So we are going to insert blue on the side. Up here, you're going to set this to insert from the green, and this is where we are going to put another filter, and we are saying that netherwort is coming in to the top of this one, which means that we need to come down here and we need to tell this one to extract on the green, which is actually, we're going to tell it to extract on the, oh, I don't know, and it's not going to be an awkward potion. Let's say purple. Purple sounds like a good color. Always active. Okay, so that's going to extract that. Here we can extract on black. Always active. So up here, this is going to be insert on green, another filter, and this is where our gas tier is going. Okay, so that goes in the top. On the back here, we are going to, on the north side, because that's the only other connection we have, we are going to insert purple. Just like that. So you see how that works, guys? Out of the chest here, we're going to extract on the green, always active. The bottles, which are whitelisted here, will go into our fluid transposer. They get pulled out on the blue channel and thrown into the side of our brewing stand here. Now, the gas tier and the netherwort that gets pulled out of our chest will go into each respected brewing stand. When they are done, the awkward potions that will come out of this first brewing stand will end up coming out of the bottom item conduit on the brown channel. Correct? Sorry, on the purple channel. They will then in turn come in the side of this second brewing stand on the purple channel. When they are done, they will get pulled out on the black channel, and that's where we are going to set this up to insert on the black channel. Come on. Sometimes going backwards, Ender IO doesn't like to do that. You have to hit it in the right spot. There we go. Insert on the black channel. So now, in theory, if we were to take one piece of netherwort, and we will go ahead and break this connection for the time being so that we can make sure that this works properly. We take one piece of netherwort, our 3 glass bottles, and our gas tier, and if all worked properly, we should see that the netherwort went in there. The bottles should be getting stacked up, and yes, they are. Oh, see? That's why we test, guys. Because I just oopsed. It's pulling out of the bottom, which is exactly what we want it to do, but it's just throwing them right back in here. And that is not what we want. We need at least one more filter. Let's make one more basic item filter. Again, this is why we test, guys, so that we can, you know, make sure that things work properly. So out of this one, we still want to extract on the purple, and actually, technically, we could extract on the green, keep it all one color, but that's fine. We are going to tell it to whitelist. The only thing it is allowed to pull out is awkward potions. That's it. Because notice it was pulling out the water bottles because it's eye-sided. We were throwing it into the side, and it was putting it into the bottom like it should, but then the conduit was saying, oh, hey, I have something down here. I need to move that somewhere else. And it was doing that. It was just pulling what we didn't want it to pull. So over here, we're going to tell this one to extract only potions of regeneration. So now, Everything should be set up properly. We still have our nether wart in there. We still have our gas tier in there. That is working exactly how it should. So, even at that, we can just go ahead and we can throw our water bottles in there. And now, if we watch, those water bottles should get pulled out. But they're not going to, because this is told. Yep. That is why. Yep. That's not going to work unless we put another filter there. That's fine. What we will do is we will just hang on to these water bottles real quick. And let's go ahead and order up 3 more glass bottles. Also, this will make sure that, you know, these glass bottles get filled fast enough for them to work properly. So in go the glass bottles, and we should get the 3 water bottles in here, hopefully before this gets done. And it did not. It did not. Because our fluid transposer needs to be sped up. That's fine. We should know how to make augments. But we don't. So we want, yep, to speed this up. So let's get some redstone. Let's get 3 reception coils. There we go. There's our tier 1. We're going to need some more bronze. About 100 of that. So tier 2. Lastly, our tier 3, and why that pyrotheum didn't move, I'm not exactly sure. Boy, is that thunderstorm really loud. So there we go. That should speed things up quite a bit. We've got, you know, a couple extra water bottles. That's fine. Let's go ahead and throw our nether wart in there again. Back over here, order up a couple more bottles. And we will give this a test again. So let's throw our 3 glass bottles in there. All three of them landed in there, just like it should. We're about to get hit by something, don't know what. And of course, we forgot our gas tier. But they all got moved like they should have. And there they go, they got pulled out, and boom, they're sitting right there, our potions of regeneration. How awesome is that? And actually, you know what? Well, that's exactly what we wanted to do, is put that in there. So let's pull out our potions of regen real quick. Let's see if there's, yeah, there's nothing on the water bottle. Awkward potion, nothing on that worth dealing with. So now, if we come up here and we reconnect our table, just like that, we should be able to, let's grab another hopper real quick. Start that up. We're just going to place that right there, just so that we can get these going to turn into Sano. There we go. So, Let's say we may want to make 3 of them. We can order 1. We're automatically going to get 3. Let's start, and let's make sure that everything works out properly. There's the 3. 3 awkward potions. There's the 3. They got dumped into the system. Come back over here, we check. And bingo, there is our 3 potions of regeneration. We have successfully automated the brewing stands with a little bit of help from Ender IO and some thermal expansion, and of course applied energistics. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. I will go ahead and kind of clean this area up a little bit off camera. This is step 1 to getting where we want to be, so that we can take care of that huge lovely node that we have out there, that is just waiting for us to tap into its awesome power. But that's going to be at a little bit later episode, guys. We got to start setting up the infrastructure, and now that we have that ethereal bloom unlocked, we can set up the infrastructure to get all of this ready to go. So anyway, guys, if you like this episode, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the bell icon, so that you can be notified when new content comes out. Also, don't forget to check me out on Twitter at IrishRedGaming, or on Facebook /IrishRedGaming. And as always, guys, I hope you have a great day, and I will definitely talk to you in the next one. See ya.